So as the film starts, it shows him boxing and back and forth of him boxing and like this black and white greyish time, which shows that this is something that is playing his mind whilst he's boxing. And I do think the close-up of his hand obviously is good to help emphasise his injury, and it does allow the audience to know more that he is very injured. And throughout, I liked the use of this tint that I found. This kind of got this greyish kind of boring, kind of dull aesthetic to it. I definitely feel like this allows the audience a bit more perspective on what his life is about. I definitely think it is great. I feel like the more slower pace of editing here helps, establish more of a suspense and uncomfortability with the audience. It's like it kind of just shows how miserable and alone he kind of is in his house as well, and how dull his life truly is. And this scene where he reaches for the bottle of his hand, I do think that could have been better, because the stabilisation of the warp stabiliser is a bit off at some points. So I do feel like that could have been slightly better. I do like, however, the whole like more long take of him pouring this bottle, because it more emphasises how much he's pouring, and the emphasis on the fact that it is a gin bottle does show his clear like how strong it can be. I do like how it does show more of a flashback to him just before he takes a drink, reminiscing about his life. But I do like his hesitation at first, because it does show that he is quite hesitant of it. I'm also really happy with the way the the bluish kind of tints looks to more connote his miserable life. And once again, I do like how it keeps on going back and forth, showing how he is reminiscing on all of this. And I do think it does look great. I do feel like maybe instead I should have maybe limited the dialogue a bit more, just to make it a bit more conventional of a short film. But I do like these close-ups of the blank piece of paper and his face, just as well, once again to show what has been written. And obviously it shows his anger. I also really like this, how do I say, like a montage / stop motion shot of the calendar to show the more passage of time. I really like the way that ended up being edited. I do think though that maybe I should have shown it as longer, maybe more dates or something like that. I also kind of like the way the room is designed. It shows a bit messy, which shows how his life is kind of unfolding. He's got loads of cans there. His bed's quite messy. Even his wall in the background's got those little spots of where paint has clearly been pulled off. So I really like the way the place is designed. Once again, obviously the quick back and forth of the scene where he gets attacked is great. I really do like the editing in this, and once again I do feel like the dialogue should have been a bit less here. I do think that the editing here, I don't know if you could call it a match on action of him walking down the stairs, is done really well. Though it does feel like it does a good way of showing him travelling down the stairs. I do notice that it is a completely different piece of paper though, when that he's reading compared to the one that T is looking at. So I do feel like maybe I could have changed this up a bit. And then I do really like the ending coming up right here now. You know, where he just walks out, but then he just stops and turns to look at the bottle. You know, when there's like, then he just looks back at the door. Then it's just like kind of bit of a back and forth kind of thing. And I feel like it does greatly represent how he feels about this. And I do like how it ends on more of a cliffhanger. I really do like how it does end on a cliffhanger, if anything. And it makes the audience unclear what the ending is. So I definitely feel like this makes the film more interesting.